Hey, it's me, VG, and welcome to a cooking video, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna play this one fast and loose because it's been forever since I've cooked in a video or a stream, and I've never even used this phone really to record much video. So yeah, this is gonna be fast and loose, but it's gonna be basically how I make the perfect eggs, and I'm gonna walk you through the entire process. Let's jump literally. And flipping the camera, oh my gosh. So first of all, I'm going to turn on the oven to about 3.5 and then turn on the second, I think if you click that, it basically makes two, burners so that you can get the maximum heat. And then we're gonna look for a pan, which I don't really have a pan in there. So hopefully if we go over here, yeah, we've got the jumbo cooker, which I'm not as big of a fan of, but the jumbo cooker is all right. I'm not going to use that one either. That might be better actually, but this one here, and we do have some skillets, but I don't know. I'm more used to this personally, this jumbo cooker here. It's got the big lid and everything, so things don't get out of hand. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our bacon. We're looking for bacon and eggs and also some delicious cheese. So to start, we're gonna grab the bacon. And this is so that the bacon gets cooking, because the bacon's basically going to be our base to cook everything else in, the bacon fat, pretty much. So we'll wait for this pan to heat up, and then we will apply the bacon. Okay, so I actually raised the heat up to high, and by the way, I'm by no means a cooking expert, so if anybody has any tips, feel free to offer them up to make this cooking process even better. But yeah, I'm going to turn that up to high to basically get this pan a little bit heated a little bit faster. And then we can get our onion ready. So I'm going to grab half of an onion. I have found white onion works the best. You've got sweet yellow onions, you've got red onion. But as far as bacon and eggs, yeah, I found that a nice white onion works the best for me personally. The pan is also probably getting hot enough to put the bacon in. We're gonna grab a cutting board as well, and we're going to, this is so hard to do with one hand, this is what I meant as this is gonna be super duper fast and loose. Okay, so I reduced the heat to 3.5 and then plopped in 2 things of bacon there. And as they shrink, I'll be able to flop the bacon so that it fits perfectly. And now I'm gonna chop this white onion. So I'm basically just gonna, chop like that, actually like this, and then kind of one more the other way. Alrighty, so onion is chopped. We got a half of a chopped white onion. Then we're going to want to make sure that this bacon is not, we want to flip it when the time is right. Also, I should have flipped it earlier because we wanted to get this end that was kind of flipped around. We want to get that flipped a little bit better, but you can see that's coming out nicely. These ends need to be cooked a little bit more though, but that's all right. Okay, so then what I like to do is kind of shove these over. It's hard to do with one hand. Yeah, those are getting done very quickly. So then I'm going to take these onions and put them in as well, just like that. This isn't how I would normally do it because, again, I'm having to use one hand to basically do everything. I definitely would need an assistant if I want to make future cooking videos. I am realizing now one hand is quite difficult to do. But yeah, I'm going to start cooking the onions in the bacon fat as well. You can see this bacon is coming out nicely already, but I would have liked to have flipped the ends a little bit earlier, but what you gonna do? Okay, so then we're gonna grab our eggs and our cheese. So we've got some cheese there, and then we've got some large white eggs here. Mexican style cheese as well. I find that to be pretty good personally. And one thing is that I am really bad when it comes to cracking eggs. I need to get better at cracking eggs. We're also going to watch our bacon here. kind of move these onions around just like so. And then let's take a look at the bacon, because once the bacon is done, we're going to want to, push it to the side. So let's see the other side of it. Yeah, it could still be a little bit more cooked, so we're going to do that. We could also turn up the heat a bit, considering we're cooking some onions in this as well. And I do like to keep them separate. I don't think it matters too much, but I just don't want, ideally, some bacon flavor in my onions. So then, okay, I need to get better at cracking eggs. So I've seen you basically want to crack it like, I'm just going to go on the workspace here, ba, 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 and then if we could do one hand, like this maybe. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That does look pretty good. I like that. And we got a little bit of the egg whites, which always is a pain to get like into the actual bowl. This is so weird doing one-handed. Oh my gosh, this is like a very weird process cooking one-handed. So bop, 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 and then we're gonna kind of split it, and in goes the egg. Yeah, that looks pretty good actually. Now I've got big hands, so thankfully splitting an egg with one hand seems to be working out quite well. Bop, bop, bop. And then we're going to go like that. Probably you don't want to do it on the counter, but I don't really have a lot of options at the moment, considering, again, it's just so weird doing this with one hand instead of two, obviously. That's the dishwasher going off there. Alrighty, so now the bacon is done. Definitely needed to cook those ends a little bit more, but I honestly like a mix of kind of like floppy and crispy bacon. So to me, it tastes good still. And then I'm going to take this and put this in the microwave just to kind of chill there while I cook the rest of this up. And now we've got the entirety of the onions here. So I'm going to give them a stir. This is like impossible to do with one hand. Okay, so we're going to give the onions a good shake. And also get them all in nice and caramelized in that delicious, delicious bacon fat. Make sure we get the font as well. That kind of, I don't know if you would call it font at this point, but the layer of kind of crispy bits on the bottom of the pan. Give it another shake. Nice, even layer. Those are looking so good. And then I'm going to take a spoon, a small spoon here, and start to mix the eggs. So usually I like to, kind of break the yolks. Now I like scrambled eggs. Obviously, whatever way you want to do it is up to you. But personally, I love me some scrambled eggs. So I'm going to do a good job of stirring up the yolks here, just like this. Perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to keep that there. And then while these onions are still cooking a little bit, I'm going to grab my salt and my pepper, because I always forget to salt and pepper my eggs. It's actually a big no-no for me that I constantly forget to salt and pepper my eggs. Okay, and then I'm going to also turn up the heat here to about 8.5. I find that is usually pretty good. It might be it might be running a little hot, but it tends to work for me. Okay, and now I'm going to add in the eggs here. Okay, so eggs have been added along with the onions on about 8.5 heat. And now they're basically going to cook up slowly together just like this. And again, I'm by no means an expert, so if I'm making any huge mistakes or if this can be improved in any way, shape, or form, definitely let me know, because I am always looking to perfect my craft. But to be quite honest, I mean, these really do come out quite good. It's probably going to not look as good as it typically does, simply because I am recording with one hand, as I said. But hey, you can do your best, right? And that's it. So Mexican-style blended shredded cheese. I'm going to take basically half of a cup of this and put it in near the end so that it doesn't so it doesn't get burnt, the actual cheese. Oh, and one thing, I literally always forget this. Salt and pepper the eggs. I literally always forget. You don't want to oversalt. You can always oversalt. But if you undersalt, you can always add more, right? So you don't want to oversalt. You want to err on the side of, less is more. And then I'm going to put some pepper in as well, and then the cheese. And there we go. It's looking good. Now, it might look a little burnt on the video, but trust me, it ain't burnt. It's just like super duper caramelized and, you know, extremely like savory tasting. It's so freaking good. So these are about to be done. So I'll go ahead and plate everything up and I'll show you the finished product. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. And I tell you what, it may not be the perfect way to make this sort of thing. You know, I'm sure there's obviously better ways to do it. But I could tell you what, man, this really hits the spot. I mean, it's so cheesy and caramelized, so delicious. I'm not even that big of a fan of like base eggs, but with all of the stuff that I just added, it's so tasty. So, you know, not the craziest video, but we just wanted to show my process for making really good bacon and eggs. And this is such a great way to start my day and my breakfast. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you want to see next on this channel. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.